3 gamers, 12 games, 24 hours. Resident Evil Challenge 2022.
What's going on, guys? Nougie from Resident Evil Challenger here, and oh my god, what a time to be a survival horror fan. Yes, we've just come out of the Silent Hill and Resident Evil showcases, which have been back to back over the past 2 nights. And over the past 48 hours, we've essentially seen some footage and new details of not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 new survival horror games in the lineup, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. Starting off with Silent Hill and Konami, who haven't released anything for a decade. The series has been completely dormant. So yeah, I'm absolutely amazed that literally 1 week after I finished the Silent Hill trilogy, been doing my blind playthroughs over the past couple of months, Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2. Last week I finished Silent Hill 3 for the first time. 1 week later, 4 Silent Hill games have been announced. And a movie, which is nuts. It's crazy. How do I feel about that? My gut feeling was a bit overwhelmed. I mean, I'm very, very excited for Silent Hill 2 Remake. Very interesting, looks cool, it's got a lot of potential, but it's just too much stuff. It's just overwhelming amount of content, and also it's unlikely that I'll be able to play all of them when they come out initially. I mean, you guys know what I'm like with time these days. I have to be a lot more selective and picky about what I do play. And yeah, I just think I would struggle to do all 4 games. So for me, I found it a little bit overwhelming, especially from a series that has been dormant for so long. But I don't want to be too negative about this. You know, this is great. It's good that we're at least getting some new Silent Hill content, but we're going to have to all refrain from being able to comment too much because it's very early days. We've all been stung before. The amount of spin-offs and content that's come out underneath the Silent Hill name over the past couple of years hasn't been great, unfortunately. I haven't played a lot of it, but from what I've been told, from Silent Hill 3, there's not a great deal really worth mentioning. So we'll have to wait and see how it all goes. But in terms of Silent Hill 2 Remake, I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest. I mean, on one hand, it's exciting. Silent Hill 2 is my favourite of the series. It's one of my favourite games of all time. I love Silent Hill 2. But then at the same time, I don't feel like Silent Hill 2 needs a remake. Sure, it's been a long time. I think it's been about 19 years since the game came out, so I do get it. But I think because the game has had the amazing Enhanced Edition version, which is out on PC, so many things have been upscaled, new maps, new textures. It looks fantastic. I played it last year. If you haven't seen it before, watch my blind playthrough. I played through the Enhanced Edition, and Erationator, who worked on developing the Enhanced Edition, was also there in the live chat as well. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go back and check it out. But yeah, it just looks so great. I'm not really sure what they can do to make it better. It's also really hard to comment at the moment because no gameplay footage has been shown. I mean, we've seen some trailer footage, but we haven't seen how the game actually handles yet. So yeah, it's just, we'll have to wait and see. But with that all being said, with me saying I'm not super excited because Silent Hill 2, I feel, doesn't deserve a remake. I also felt the same way about Resident Evil 4. I really didn't feel like Resident Evil 4 needed a remake. I was always gutted because of Code Veronica, which I think is the same reason why I'm a bit gutted that Silent Hill 2 is being remade, because the original Silent Hill, it feels it's being overlooked, which I think most people agree is the most deserving of a remake. A game that is, what, now 23 years old, I believe, from PlayStation 1. Very deserving. Bit gutted it's been overlooked. Not feeling like, you know, Resident Evil 4 needed to be remade until we saw the gameplay footage yesterday. Oh my word. I really don't have much negative to say about this game. It is looking fantastic. The RE engine is looking glorious. The lighting looks insane. The vibe and the mood of the game looks fantastic. They haven't gone too over the top with their horror style there. It's not too serious. Feels like there's still the campiness of the old RE4 that's in there as well. And it just looks fantastic. I'm loving the gameplay mechanisms, and it still feels so familiar. They've added all of the features from the new Resident Evil games, from Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, and even elements of 7 and Village. It feels very, very modern in its style, but yet they've kept a lot of the old school things that we wanted to have. They've got the old attache case, they've got the merchant, they've got the village. Like, the village plays and looks exactly like I remember it from 2005, which is fantastic. So yeah, from seeing that gameplay footage yesterday, was absolutely over the moon. I'm loving the weapons, I'm loving the enemy design. The Ganados have been tweaked a little bit. They don't feel like mind-controlled people anymore. They feel like parasitic controlled people. You can see the parasites in them. You can see the malformations in their skin. You can see the parasites coming through their skin. There are all these little details and touches which are adding so much more. And I feel this is the direction they should have gone with originally. This is more in line with the T-virus. This is more in line with the zombies and the bioweapons that we've all come to love over the years. So yeah, it's looking really, really cool. Luis looks great as well. And all of the other characters that we've seen through the footage as well, like Salazar looks great. Ashley is looking fantastic as well, loving like her new costume. Leon, I'm feeling this could be the best Leon. Like, I always love the 1998 Leon from RE2 original. RE4 original Leon was good, but in my opinion, I always found him a bit too cocky. And for me, that also took a little bit of the horror away, because he felt a bit overpowered. He felt so confident. You didn't feel the horror in his eyes that often. There were definitely moments there, but you know, there's so much confidence there that you didn't feel truly terrified for him. Whereas in RE2 Remake, they really, really pushed on you the rookie cop character, which is who Leon is. He's a cop on his first day on the job, and shit is hitting the fan. They captured that perfectly in RE2 Remake, and it feels like the Leon that we've got in RE4 Remake is that same Leon, but a few years down the line. He's gained a bit of confidence from you know what's happened. This isn't the first time that he's seen shit hit the fan. So yeah, I'm really liking what they're doing with Leon here. We've got Hunnigan that's making a return as well. The only real big return that we haven't seen still hasn't been confirmed. This is going off around the internet. I feel like it's very divided, 50-50. Krauser, yes or no? Is he going to be there? Is he not? Are they going to cut him out of the game? Are they not? I, for one, really, really hope Krauser does return in RE4 Remake. Maybe that's a part of the nostalgia from the Resident Evil challenges, but I would love to see Krauser back. I feel there's a lot of his story that I'd love for them to explore. I'd love to just continue bring on the character. I'd love to see a bit more about the capture of Ashley as well. So I'm really hoping they do bring him back. And I'll tell you why I think they will bring him back. And the little teasers that I got from the gameplay footage we saw yesterday was from the new nickname of Leon that I'm now calling Parry Burton. With the new parrying feature that was announced yesterday that we saw, where you can parry and dodge enemy attacks, but you can also counterattack and parry with the knife, which is really cool. And that made me feel, is this going to be a big part of the Krauser section? Is there going to be more than just quick time events where you just press A or B or any of the trigger buttons? Is this going to be a fight with Krauser where you have to perfectly time the parrying of his attacks? I don't know, but I think that'd be the perfect way to reimagine that boss fight. So yeah, no idea about what's going to happen with Krauser with that yet. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Another thing I'm not sure about, and this I'm trying not to read too much into internet rumours, but there seems to be a lot floating around at the moment about having another stalker enemy at the beginning of the village. This time round being the Big Cheese. So there's been loads of rumours circulating that the Big Cheese will stalk you around the village, a little bit like Mr. X and Nemesis did in 2 and 3 Remake. we're not sure if that's going to be the case yet. For me, I don't know how I feel about it. I personally find the Stalker enemies a bit overdone at the moment now and a bit annoying rather than being terrifying. Like, for example, Nemesis in 3 Remake didn't really scare me that much. Mr. X was great in 2 Remake. Did the job perfectly there. But with Nemesis in 3 Remake, it felt like more of the same thing. So, you know, I don't feel they need to do exactly the same thing again. I think they can get away with it from having some more stealth, which they announced yesterday, that you can do some stealth kills and you can just avoid in the shadows the enemies, you can run, you can hide, which feels like, you know, it's quite innovative for the series. I mean, we've had little elements of it in the games, particularly of like Resident Evil 7, when you're trying to avoid Jack, you have to use stealth there. But this looks more like a The Last of Us 2 sort of mechanic. So, yeah, I'm definitely intrigued to see what they do with it. I think I'd far rather they go with stealth rather than having a stalker enemy. So hopefully those rumours of the big cheese stalking Leon around the village aren't true. But everything else I'm very excited about. The merchant looks great. All of the upgrades that you can do in RE4 are great. You can upgrade the knife, and there are going to be little charm effects as well when you customise the attach case. There'll be little bonuses that you can get. So certain attachments for the attach case will, for example, let enemies drop more handgun rounds, things like that. Little RPG elements. I'm all for that. I'm all up for spreading in some little new ideas to spruce up a formula that is now 17 years old. A bit like Resident Evil Challenger. You know, we had to do the same thing. We've had to chop and change stuff. But yeah, I'm up for them adding in some new elements. But please, Capcom, if you're watching this, please, please, please do not make the same mistake you did in 3 Remake. Do not cut all the good stuff out of the game. Do not cut out half the game for us. Get rid of the island? Don't care. I don't think you're going to find many people that don't care. But don't make this game silly short. Also, make sure the regenerators are there, and I really hope Krauser is there too. But I don't feel that will hinge the game. I would really like to see Krauser there. So those are my thoughts on RE4 Remake, which are very exciting. We'll be looking to do some blind playthroughs next year when it comes out, so there'll be loads of content for that too. On the subject of blind playthroughs, I will be doing a blind playthrough of Shadows of Rose, which comes out a week today, but I'll be doing my blind playthrough 6 days after release, so you guys have a chance to get through the game yourselves, and then you can watch me suffer with no spoilers. So that will be happening in about 2 weeks' time from now. Also, we are now 6 weeks away from Resident Evil Challenge 2022. So not long until that, but even sooner than that will be the solo challenge from last year. I've been working away over the past couple of weeks and the video is finally nearly finished. I just need to do the last couple of touches on it today and over the weekend, but the video will be coming out next month. We'll be doing a live YouTube premiere where you guys can watch it with us. It won't be a watch along, so you won't be seeing us on webcam, but we'll be there on live chat all together. I feel like the watch alongs sometimes get a bit complicated with hearing and seeing us multiple times, but having a YouTube premiere where we can all be there in the live chat at the same time will be very, very exciting. So keep an eye out for that. I've put the date on on our YouTube channel, so you can see when we're doing the YouTube premiere of that. But this video is amazing. It's such a great video. I've been trying to cut it down over the past couple of weeks, and I can't get it any shorter than an hour and a half because there's just too many good moments in it. There's so many guests, don't forget. Got Nathan, Matt, Izzy, Jordan, Bobby, Gaudi, me, 7 Resident Evil games, 24 hours, tea bags, coffee grounds, mustard, gas canisters. Oh my God, there's so much in this challenge for you guys to see. It really is a treat. So yeah, man, there's going to be a lot of great content coming out over the next couple of weeks. We've also got Nathan's Resident Evil 3 Remake Community Dice next month too. Oh man, going out on a bang for 2022. So yes, thank you very much guys. keep an eye out on our channel because there's just so many things going on at the moment. It's almost as much going on as there is in English politics. You refresh your phone and the next thing you know, there's 4 Silent Hill games that have just been announced. So yeah, this is certainly a good time to be a survival horror fan. Make sure you stay here to catch us next on Resident Evil Challenger.
3 gamers, 12 games, 24 hours. Resident Evil Challenge 2022.